Alright, what's up guys? As you might have seen, I competed this past weekend in Austin, Texas in the IFBB Physique America MAVS Charity Classic. One of the main reasons why I did this show was the prize. And I will always be an athlete first, and I'm going to go where natural bodybuilding takes me. And I saw this opportunity to compete in this new organization, and the prize was, as many of you saw, to compete in the Arnold Classic Europe, which is in Spain, at the end of September. Now, a lot of you may be wondering, why is Brandon, competing in a different organization? He's a pro natural bodybuilder already. Well, there's just different opportunities, but this is not the only one that I'm pursuing. So as many of you guys know, I've said that I'm doing the Pro International in Kansas. I'm going to do the Yorton Cup in Washington, D.C. I'm going to do IPE Worlds back in, Kansas, wherever it is, Missouri. So there's just a lot of things going on with me, and I'm not just limiting myself to one. As I said, there's three different organizations right there, but I looked at this as like a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to be able to go to Spain to compete in the Arnold Classic. Now, I will be competing as an amateur, at least at first. So just because I've had a lot of questions here, I do want to kind of tell people like what the difference is. So there's the IFBB Pro League, which is what we're more familiar with within the United States. That's like the Phil Heaths and the Ronnie Coleman organization. Everybody knows that. Like the NPC is the feeder for that. And there's the IFBB Elite Pro League, which is more of the international one. And up until this year, there was no feeder for that, at least in the U.S., for the international organization. It was all just kind of domestic, I'll call it. So this new league started with the United States this year, and now this is the first time they're sending people to compete internationally. Now the goal for me now is, up next is KC Classic. So I'm already back to the plan, day one, right back off the stage. I'm going to hit it hard here. I'll probably be a little bit more aggressive because I did learn a few things from the show that I will go over in a little bit. But I'm going after KC. And then, yes, I am going to Spain, for the Arnold Classic. But then I'm coming back here, pursuing the Yorton, pursuing, IPE Worlds this year. So a lot of people might be thinking, well, he's just going to focus on the Arnold Classic in Spain. That's not necessarily true, because this year my goal was just to see how much damage I could do as a natural bodybuilder overall. And I wasn't going to be too upset if they didn't pick me, to go to Spain, because I had everything else planned. But like I said before, this is a once-in-a-lifetime thing for someone to pay me, to pay for me to bodybuild, essentially. So they're paying for a free trip for me, and that's awesome. But that's not going to take away from anything else that I have planned this year. So I'm going to bring some heat to the Pro International, and then obviously trying to do extremely well at the Yorton, extremely well at IPE Worlds. So that's kind of what's in store for me in the upcoming months. I'm definitely going to turn things up. So a few things that I noticed from this past weekend. I'll put my posing routine up, and you guys can kind of see what I'm talking about here. Is at least in the morning, first thing I noticed was I was definitely a bit flat. I took in 710 carbs the night before, the day before I should say, and I woke up only like 1.5 pounds heavier, which I knew that was kind of a bad sign to start with, just because my weight didn't go up all that much. And my back was a little bit flat. Towards the nighttime, I definitely sharpened up a little bit, which I did like, and I ended up taking in roughly like 1,000 grams of carbs over that period of time, if not a little bit more. So definitely next time I need to go heavier on the carbs. Secondly, I'm definitely not lean enough. I know a lot of you guys are impressed with my progress so far, but when you get under the stage lights, you definitely can see that I need to lose some fat for sure. I'm not as peeled as I usually am. This week I did see a low of 168.4 pounds. I believe, looking at my calendar, yes it was 168.4. In the grand scheme of things, I definitely need to see probably 166 to 165, maybe even touch the high 164s. So I definitely have some work to do. Secondly, the tan that I use, I was not allowed to use Dream Tan in this show, and I think the tan did take a little bit away from me. I had to use a spray tan. It just didn't get dark enough. I didn't get sprayed by the particular company just because it was $125. I couldn't justify that. I ended up buying my own spray tan. I used Jan Tana, and it just didn't get as dark as I would have liked. So I'm definitely not going to use that when I go to the Arnold. I'll probably bite the bullet and get a professional spray tan over there. whatever number I'm on. Don't know, because once again I woke up at 4 a.m. today. I'm shooting this on Sunday back home. Brain's a little dead. But posing definitely needs a little bit of work. I already knew that. My back poses need work, especially my back double bi. I've been working on that. And then lastly, I need to practice posing without a mirror in front of me. So I'll probably be using this camera to record myself and to review, because once you're up on stage, like, as you guys usually see, I pose in front of the camera weekly. I won't be doing that this week because I have the update footage from my show, but I'm looking at myself and I know exactly where to turn. Now I need to be able to pose without a mirror in front of me. Yes, I will still do it sometimes just to see visual progress, but more often than not, I'm going to be posing without a mirror from now on. So that's the kind of the things that I know I need to work on, or the tweaks that I'm going to make next time around for my show in Kansas City. Obviously, the biggest thing for me at this point in time is to start dropping the fat. So yes, I'm going to be a little bit more aggressive. Yes, I am going to change my macros. I'm not going to wait around. There's, about just over 5 weeks, almost 6 full weeks left until that show. But I'm not going to waste any time. I know I need to be more aggressive. Yes, this past weekend it got me to where I needed to be, but me being somebody with a little bit more experience, because I've been there before, I know that my particular physique needs to be about 165 pounds if I want to be competitive, and hopefully I will get there by the end of August. We'll see. I would like to be done dieting by the end of August, pretty much for the rest of the year, and then I would like to be able to increase my calories leading into September to fill me out a little bit. If that's not the case, I will continue to diet through the beginning of September, leading into the Pro International, and peak myself that last week. But we'll see what happens. So yes, I am lowering my macros. They're going to be, it's going to be 285 carb, which is the only thing that's changing, coming down from 300. It's going to be 240 protein, which is going to stay the same. That's going to be 58 grams of fat. I'm not doing any cardio at this point. I am still not going to do any cardio. I'm going to let my diet do a little bit more of the work for now, but we're going to see what this week brings. And then maybe next week might be the week that I'm going to start doing a little bit of cardio. But at this point in time, I'm not here to play the game of trying to eat 300 carbs or more all of prep. I'm not here to play the game of I'm not trying to do any cardio. I'm going to do the necessary moves that are going to get me to look my best, that are going to help me win these shows. Because at the end of the day, I'm not going to go all the way to Spain and try to lose. I'm not going there to get my ass kicked internationally. I'm going there to represent the United States and to do well for myself and to represent our country. And I'm going to the Pro International, I'm going to the Orton, I'm going to IPE Worlds if I qualify for it, which I hope to God I do. I shouldn't have any problem. But I'm going there to do the absolute best that I can. And I know that I need to dig a little bit deeper if I want to do so, because none of my competition, they could be watching this video right now, I know they're not dialing it back right now. Everybody is ramping it up into these shows, and I'm going to be doing exactly the same thing. So yes, I'm still competing in the IPE and the OCB this year, and yes, I'm going to be going to Spain. None of that is going to take away from any of the other aspects, because in the grand scheme of things, all this is going to do is help me continue to push as hard as I possibly can in order to bring the best physique throughout these next so many months. I'm very excited to share everything with you guys, especially when I do go to Spain. But next step is Kansas City Pro International lightweight division I'll most likely be in, and obviously I'm looking to bring some heat there. So stay tuned, guys. I will put up a little bit of footage, at least my posing routine from the show this past weekend, maybe a few pictures. I'm very, very excited to go to Spain, but I can't focus on that because I know I have a lot of work to do. So yes, it is a great opportunity for me, but in order for me to succeed at all these shows that I'm planning on doing, I have to get back to work immediately. So as always, guys, keep dominating every aspect, and I'll see you next week.
We got Brandon, Wadas, Wadas, yeah, there we go.
Let's go,
His
Brandon!
tail is Oreo balls.
We both can't be messing up names.
All right, Brandon.
All right, Brandon. Yeah, Brandon. Yeah. All right. Yeah, Brandon.
Who wants my man right here, Sean? That was decent. What about number 8? That was a little bit more than decent. What about my man Brandon, number 5? Folks, the number 1 going to Barcelona, Spain's number 5, Brandon!
All right, guys, one last round of applause. Brandon is going to be going on a full sponsorship to go compete in Barcelona, Spain, in an attempt to win his gold
I didn't get a chance to introduce Shannon. Shannon's one of my main women.